Hi, welcome all of you. In the first class, we proved the completeness of R and C as metric spaces. In this class, we prove the completeness of Rn. We know that Rn is the set of all n tuples x1, x2, x3, etc., xn, with the metric D given by dxy is equal to square root of x1 minus y1 the whole square plus x2 minus y2 the whole square plus etc. plus xn minus yn the whole square, where x is an n tuple x1, x2, etc., xn, and y is the n tuple y1, y2, y3, etc., yn. The difference of corresponding coordinates are found. The square is found, and we sum it, take the square root. That is the metric on Rn. And this is what is known as the usual metric on Rn. And with this metric, Rn is known as the Euclidean space. Now, to prove that Rn is complete, see, we use the same procedure to show that what we have described in our first class, to show that a space is complete. So to show that Rn is complete, we need to show that every Cauchy sequence in Rn is convergent. So you take a Cauchy sequence in Rn. So for this, we take a Cauchy sequence in Rn. Then see that every element of the sequence, every term of the sequence is a member of Rn. And members of Rn are n tuples. So usually the Cauchy sequence, the sequence is written as the first term, comma, second term, comma, third term, etc. So the first term, so we use this notation to denote the terms of the sequence, x apostrophe m. So that the first term x1 is the n tuple x11, x21, etc., xn1. Second term of the sequence x2 is another n tuple, another member of Rn, x12, x22, etc., xn2, etc. The pth term is this and qth term is this. Now we apply the definition of Cauchy sequence. Since xm is Cauchy, given any epsilon greater than 0, their x star belongs to capital N, such that dxp xq. See, actually, this is the distance between pth term and qth term of the sequence, that is less than epsilon for all p and q greater than or equal to r. We apply the definition of d in Rn, the square root of x1p minus x1q the whole square plus x2p minus x2q the whole square plus etc. plus xnp minus xnq the whole square. This is the d value that is less than epsilon. So squaring on both sides, we get this inside sum is less than epsilon square for all p and q greater than or equal to r. Since this is the sum of positive numbers, sum of n positive numbers is less than epsilon square. Therefore, each term is less than epsilon square. So for each I, for every term is less than x1p minus x1q the whole square less than epsilon square, etc. xnp minus xnq the whole square less than epsilon square. So for each I, xip minus xiq the whole square less than epsilon square for all p and q greater than or equal to r. Taking square root. So modulus of xip minus xiq less than epsilon for all p and q greater than or equal to r. So actually, this xip and xiq are terms in capital R, because xip is the term xip is the ith coordinate of the sequence term xp. The first coordinate term is x1p, second coordinate term is x2p, etc. So this is the ith coordinate term of the sequence term xp. So all these are members of R. So xip, xiq are all these terms are members of capital R. And this modulus is the usual metric in R. So this is nothing other than this term is the distance between xip and xiq, that is less than epsilon, where this d is the usual metric in R, which is the modulus metric. But then this shows that the sequence formed by the ith term of ith coordinates of the sequence terms. Say, so this is what is the ith term of x1? Ith term of x1 is xi1. Ith term of x2 is xi2, etc. xip. The ith term of ith coordinate of the pth term xp, etc. xiq, etc. So this sequence. So this is a sequence in R, and this says this modulus of xip minus xiq less than epsilon says this is a Cauchy sequence. So this sequence is a Cauchy sequence in capital R. And since capital R is complete, that we have already proved, this sequence converges to a point in capital R. We call it as xi. Now, so for each I, sequence xip is a Cauchy sequence in capital R. And by completeness of capital R, the sequence xip converges to xi for each I, 1, 2, 3, etc. So for I is equal to 1, we get x1, we get the sequence x1p. X1p sequence, what is the x1p sequence? That is the sequence formed by the first coordinates of the sequence terms. The sequence x1p is the sequence formed by the first coordinates of the sequence terms. The first term, the first coordinate of the first term is x11. First coordinate of the second term is x12, etc. This is the sequence x1p, and the first coordinate terms then converges to a point in x in capital R. We call it as x1. So this converges to x1, and this is true for every I. So using these limits x1, x2, etc., xn, we form x is equal to x1, x2, etc., xn. Clearly, x belongs to Rn. Now, so we have now constructed a point in Rn, and we want to show that the original sequence converges. We will show that the parent given sequence converges to this x. So for that, given any epsilon greater than 0, see, given an epsilon greater than 0, we have epsilon by square root of n is also greater than 0. So if we call this as epsilon dash, then given this epsilon dash, since each sequence xip converges to xi, for each I, there exists an Ri belongs to capital N, such that modulus of xip minus xi less than epsilon by square root of n for all p greater than or equal to Ri. So if we choose R is the maximum of these R1, R2, R3, etc., Rn, then this modulus equation, this inequality says modulus of xip minus xi less than epsilon by square root of n for all p greater than or equal to R and for all I. Now we find dxp x. See, xp is the pth term of the given sequence. The terms xp, the pth term is an n-tuple, that is x1p, x2p, etc., xnp, and our x is x1, x2, etc., xn. Then apply the definition of d, that is square root of x1p minus x1 the whole square plus x2p minus x2 the whole square plus etc. plus xnp minus xn the whole square. Now x1p minus x1, modulus of x1p minus x1 is less than epsilon by square root of n. So it's a square, which is x1p minus x1 the whole square is less than epsilon square by n. So each term, see, this inequality is true for all I. So each square term is less than epsilon square by n. So less than epsilon square by n plus epsilon square by n plus etc. plus epsilon square by n times. That means this is a simple mathematical calculation says square root of n epsilon square by n, and that is epsilon, and n cancels epsilon. That means given that epsilon greater than 0, we proved that dxpx less than epsilon for all p greater than or equal to r. That means the sequence xm converges to x, and therefore Rn is complete. And by a similar reasoning, we can show that Cn is complete. And we proved the completeness of Rn and Cn. Thank you.